LoreWarrior Online. The Corvis. Overview. By all accounts, the Corvis is a relic of clan history. Apparently intended as a simple, inexpensive and easy to maintain mech with great battle endurance, these very qualities ultimately limited its use in the field. Its lack of maneuverability relative to other mechs in its weight class relegated the Corvis to defense duty in built-up terrain, or as support for infantry and armoured forces. Overshadowed within a decade of its unveiling by the development of the Omni-Mech, the Corvis fell quickly into disuse among virtually every clan. Its demise would have been complete had clan engineers not recognised some merit in the basic design, which included the same semi-modular techniques used in the lighter Mercury. Exploiting this flexibility to make improvements on the chassis, the engine and weapons load by incorporating new Omni technology, engineers ultimately transformed the tough but mediocre Corvis into the cutting-edge Omni-Mech known today as the Stormcrow. These changes created a far more flexible mech and all but rang the death knell for the original model. Today, only Clan's Hell's Horses continue to produce the original Corvis, which is usually employed in its traditional role of infantry and armour support. Capabilities. The Corvis uses lightweight materials to conserve tonnage for its weapons array while maintaining nearly the maximum armour protection its mass allows. Unfortunately, the use of a standard 160 rated engine wastes the potential of the design by limiting its speed to that of mechs twice its size. In an effort to offset the drawback, engineers incorporated jump jets, allowing the Corvis to negotiate difficult terrain or move in for better cover in a pinch. This makes the mech more suitable for operations in overgrown or built-up areas like jungles or urban environments. The weapons of the Corvis are concentrated exclusively in the mech's arms, allowing for the widest possible arc of fire. The Ultra Series autocannon in its right arm carries enough ammunition for more than 3 minutes of sustained fire at its maximum rate, and gives the mech excellent endurance and punch at medium range. Paired medium pulse lasers ensure that even if the Corvis runs out of ammo or more likely suffers a jam in its primary weapon, it can still strike the enemy. Another benefit of this weapons mix is the relatively low heat that all these systems generate, even under the most taxing circumstances. Records show that the Corvis can simultaneously use all of its weapons and jump its maximum distance, even up to the 40% of its engine shielding compromised. Deployment. The Corvis is almost exclusively deployed by Hell's Horses and functions as a sentry mech near low priority targets, allowing heavier units to be deployed elsewhere. The Corvis is also used as escort for infantry and slow-moving vehicular units. The greatest concentration of these appear in the 91st Mechanized Assault Cluster of Hell's Horses' Epsilon Galaxy, known as the Stonewall Brigade. Right, so, Corvis, interesting write-up. We have a mech that is 40 tons, its chassis is the model MH24 Endo Steel, power plant is a Fusion 160 standard, with a cruise speed of 43 and a max speed of 65 kph, has 4 model KT booster jump jets, and it can jump 120 meters. Its armour is the compound H17 ferrofibrous with case, and its armament is a single Type DL Ultra 10 autocannon with 2 Series 14A medium pulse lasers. Manufacturer is the Niles Industriplex Alpha, and its communication system is the CH2 series integrated, and targeting and tracking is the version Gamma 5 TTS. Stats-wise, this translates into a mech with a walk of 4 and a run of 6 with a jump of 4. It has 10 double heatsinks for a nice 20 dissipation. Armour-wise, it's got 8 on the head, 18 on the CT, 6 on the rear, 16 on the right and left torso with 4 on the rear, 12 on the arms and 19 on the legs. Straightforward mech. The Ultra 10 is obviously, as you can see in the art, in the right arm, with the ammunition of 40 shots, and the 2 pulse lasers in the left, with jump jets split between the left and right torsos. And yeah, that's it. I love the idea that this is the forerunner to the Stormcrow. It has that visual similarity, but it also means that it looks a little outdated, but unique enough. It's got a little bit of everything in there. It's decent, and I like the fact that it's a heavier sort of medium mech that doesn't go very fast, but it can hit pretty bloody hard. I mean, the fact that it can do 12 damage with the pulses alone and then rack in the Ultra 10, it means you've got a potential of being able to do, what's that, 32 damage in a turn, which isn't bad at all if every weapon hits and you double tap the Ultra. So yeah, it's actually quite a powerful little mech for its tonnage. But yeah, the speed is definitely a problem. Something that you could see moving with heavier vehicles, or the heavy mechs in a lance, although clan heavies do tend to move a bit quicker. So this is the kind of thing that narratively I would love to be able to have as something that you could reward players with, being able to get hold of a Corvis. In universe, it's a thing that would be quite highly valued. I mean, if the players didn't want it, they could certainly find a buyer who, there's Battletech's universe is full of all kinds of collectors of rare curios, of pieces of tech from different eras in Innisphere history. Certainly anything clan for these collectors would definitely be worth quite a large amount, and there's a bit of a story with this one as well, especially if you could have it that the players might be able to find out some of its background and be able to actually pass that on to a potential buyer. But even if players wanted to keep it and use it, it's not a bad mech at all at 40 ton. It can do more than enough damage, it's got those double heat sinks, so it does have the benefit of some clan technology built into it, so it's not a complete write-off. So yeah, it's pretty decent. I really like it. Yeah, not the worst. Art's great as well. The unique kind of head cockpit design there with that high sort of section above that looks like it could have been used for missiles. Possibly in the future, I imagine someone maybe came up with a variant. I haven't looked at this on Sana or anything. This is literally just having a look at it in the technical readout. But you could see there being a variant of it that used as missiles, downgrading the ballistic to something a bit smaller, like an Ultra 2 or an Ultra 5, and having a missile pod in there, that kind of thing, or a couple of LRM5s at the expense of some heat, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's options for different builds and stuff. But yeah, it's quite cool. I like it. So that was the Corvis. A pretty decent mech, and it's a nice little piece of MechWarriors or Battletech's kind of lore and history there, especially on the clan side, which, yeah, it's later books like this that actually bother to kind of expand it a little bit more and give a bit more sort of flavour and flair to the whole clan side of things. So, yeah, anyway, have a go on. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.